Alright everybody, here we are back again, and uh, as usual we are gonna be getting the live started. I'm just in the habit of saying class and class over and over. This is just a live where I'm just learning, not quite teaching. Okay, let's simply check whether everything's working or not, and then we'll be going ahead. I'll be turning this thing off. It doesn't really play any role, like there's no reason to turn the chat section off right now. I should actually turn it off. There's no reason to turn it on. Okay, so it's done, and now we can just simply go ahead. So what was I doing? As simple, it's gonna be just like earlier. I'm just simply gonna study for 50 minutes around, and after that I will take a break for 10 minutes, and this is how it will just keep going on. I will follow this routine anyhow, and in the evening maybe I will be taking some time out. Never mind, let's focus on the thing. So we had gone through these many things earlier, and health state router, auth router, to-dos router. This time our goal is going to be simply complete the backend, and once the backend is done, we will be moving to the front end section. Backend needs to be done anyhow very soon. Okay, so ultimately all the routes, the controllers are ready, and there's one thing I am actually API route error. What am I doing over here? Wherever I am getting, suppose this is user controller, and wherever I am getting an error, suppose I am getting error over here, I am throwing the API thing. I'm not okay. API error, it will not be sent back to the response, rather an error will be thrown, and once this error is thrown, then I will be getting I will be catching up the error at the end of the error. So there's going to be a middleware, if I'm not wrong, tab.jsx. So these are the things. Course is used over here, middlewares are here, express static public cookie parser, URL encoded data. Well, I will not be getting the URL encoded data for now, but that's okay. If we need something, we'll do it later too. And then at the end, I'm using the error handler middleware. Talking about the error handler middleware, so it will be getting all the things, and then it will be giving us the response and all, something like that. Let's see that too. This is the error handler middleware. It's getting error request response. Then we got the error. Once we got the error, what exactly are we doing at the end? We are just simply saying the response we are sending, and that response is getting that error. So things are this simple in the simplest way, if we try to make the simplest middleware. So first of all, we are actually working on middleware, that's it, and then we need to create a middleware that's gonna be like error middleware for now, error.middleware.js, and then over here this particular middleware will be exported from here, and will be used at the end. So it could be like export const error handler. We are getting error over here, we are getting request, response, and next. Well, we don't really need next over here, but suppose we are getting all these things. Our main focus is gonna be on error. Let's exactly see how many things we are getting inside error. ERR, we are actually exporting it from here. That's again a good thing, error handler. And inside app.ts we have to use this. So app.oo, that is a JS file. I am working with the TypeScript, so it should actually be TS file over here. Then again I am getting these things, this error, request handler from Express. I think it should be fine. A request from Express, a response from Express, next request handler, next function. So here request handler, we are getting request response next, and then we are just simply logging it right here, and at the end inside the app dot, I'm just gonna use error handler over here. It could be like this, where I'm just getting that error handler from middleware, something like this. And do I need to even call that? I don't need to call that, just giving it error handler is going to be fine for now. This thing is done. Now it's time to check it. How will I check it? And where am I using it? I can throw error. Okay, where are you going to throw the error? This is the controller, this is the auth controller, and in here throw new API error, status code suppose 404, message page not found, errors, there are gonna be no errors. There could be more than one error message. For now, let's keep it empty. Errors. Message is more than enough. But okay, let's keep it if there are more messages. Not needed. Okay, this much is enough. Page not found 404. Okay, I'll be going through it later on whether it works on whether I can add some more things or not. For now, these things should be enough. Okay, let me check one thing. Okay. Interesting. Alrighty, let's send a request and see whether things are working or not. So it's gonna be which one? I already created these routes and the files for sending the request to the backend. So I was working with sign up over here, and I just simply send a request. And once the request is sent, okay, once it's sent, it is not sent. I need to restart the server. The server is restarted, and let me do it like this. Cancel it. Can't I cancel? I should be able to. Post request going to sign up route, but I'm unable to cancel it. That is insane. Maybe there's something wrong with the postman this time. I'll have to restart it in this case. I just want to cancel it, but this is not happening. Let's restart the postman. There are many things, but let's get this thing done first of all. Restart the server and send the request. Ultimately, request is sent, and then we are getting this thing as a response. .env, we are getting error, and then API error page not found, and then First of all, page not found, API error, page not found, and this whole stack trace. Then we are getting errors, then we are getting data, and then we are getting success true. Okay. Where that error class, middleware, controller, src, utils, API error. Status code we are not getting, message not getting, anything is not. Status code, we are getting status code. Errors empty, data is empty, success is oh, success should be false. So what am I missing over here? Success should be on the top, but it is not. Status code messages, things are like this. I am using I'm throwing the error from here, that's alright. Once the error is thrown, I'm already getting status code 404. Message is not here, message is page not found, that's I'm already getting here. API error, page not found, and then this thing I'm getting here. Talking about API error, so I'm using it like this, throwing it the error right here like this. Let's go to use handler function, error handler actually. Then I'll have to, I think, normalize it. So to JSON or something, I'm not quite sure whether it will work or not. Property to this does not exist on type error request handler, pass directly any type. This is the error that I've got, and it is saying that it does not exist. Can I get the type of error? Let's do it again and send the request. Type of error, it is an object. Okay, that means we don't need to do that. Do we have to? Ultimately we are getting the error. Okay, we are just simply checking whether this is the instance of API error or not. If this is not the instance of API, so at the end we are making it the instance of API error, something like this, and then we are giving it like status code message errors and all. Okay, we are actually giving it the right sequence, but the kind of error we are getting here, this object, it already has values inside it. Error. Okay. Even if I just remove this particular section from here and just rerun the server, tscb, send it. We are here, we are getting API error, page not found. This is the whole error that we are getting. This is the stack trace. Status code is this, errors, data, success true. I'm getting success true. And where is this actually coming from? That is an error, I should have the connection with this one. Okay, is it so? Not really, not this one. Success is true. Is this thing deciding that? Status code first of all, but okay, status code are not getting on the top. This thing is not deciding to check if mentioning here is good or not. Okay, no, never mind, I will check that. I'm getting status code, then message, then errors. This is how I'm just simply assigning the values, and this is how I'm sending. But guess what? I'm sending success first, status code, and these are the things. Firstly, I have to check in here error handler. When I get the things here, I get the error. First of all, check whether this is an instance of API class or not. This is the most important thing. Normalized error, the error that we are getting, is this an instance of API error? If error that we got here, this is the instance of API error that we had, as per that thing we will be solving the problem, right? CLG API just write yes, else no. As simple as that. This should be enough for now. This is an instance of API error. Why is it so that the way I'm just sending the data the same way I'm getting it back over here? Auth controller is here, and first of all, this is not even right away. Auth controller API is here. Let me comment it. What will happen this time? It does not have any effect. Wow. Interesting. API error. What are you doing? Why are you doing? Can I move? Let's remove it. I don't think, but the kind of result I should be. Oh, public message string to check if it's not good. Property message is now definitely assigned in the constructor. Sucks status code, it sucks seriously. Why am I getting these things in this way? Can't I change this? I think it's tag trace. I'm getting it on the top. Can't I change the sequence on as per my wish? And which it is just default. I think by default I'm getting this. That simply means throwing in here. If I'm getting it by default, what if is when use the use of using it? I can just simply use error. It just simply takes a message. Message is going to be this is an error. Okay, page not found. Page not found. What will happen now? Come on. At the end it will the error, that middleware is catching the error and simply logging it. Here we are. No, error, page not found, this much. Okay, and if we are using or on error, in that case the sequence is being some more values are added. Interesting. Let's there be no over here? That's great. If it is no, throw API error 404. This is an API error. This is how we throw it. Page not found, and the errors are none for now. Let's give it this value of. So we are getting the error first of all, then we are getting status code, then we are getting errors, then we are getting data, then we are getting success true. Why is success true should not be there first of all? Success, this is API error. Either we are getting the success, or if we are not getting the success, so it should be greater than success false. It should be less than 400, and if it is not less than 400, that means there is an error. Okay, so success is false, something's wrong, error, data 404. Main question, can't I change the sequence? And if I just add this thing to over here, this message string, will it make any difference? Let's check one more time. There is no difference as such. Success, data, error, status. I want success at the top, but I'm not getting that. Page not found. But if I send the same response, same thing as a response, I will get that. That means it's working or what? Now wait. Instead of sending it like this, in here, if I don't throw a error, if I simply send the response dot status 404 404.json, this thing, and it will come up to here, something like this. Everything's done, and cancel the request for now. Rerun the server again. Come on, what have I done? Rerun the server again, and then we'll check the data that we get. Here we got a message, status code, errors, data, success. Message page not found. The same message we were getting here so far, page not found. So this is the whole message section, is that so? Can't it, isn't it stack trace? Stack trace, yeah. It is like, it is that actually. Here something went wrong, and we are getting this thing here. We are just getting this thing, we are not getting stack trace. And if we want to change the sequence, we can actually do that. How can we do that? By just simply turning it on this much. JSON return, first of all return success, and all these things it will return in the same sequence, and that means we won't face any problem, at least when we are sending the error. But we are not. Are we gonna send the errors? The fact is that yes, at the end of the day, we are going to send the errors back to the user. Let's send it. Okay, so the right sequence is here, and the thing that I'm doing here at the end of the day, logging it. Instead of logging it, I'm going to send the error, like response dot status. Okay, wait a minute. this is how we are getting the errors. Response dot status is equal to error. We will get two things from there, from the error message and this thing. So let's do one thing, keep logging it and const status code and message we will get from. This is the simplest way. And now we have the error. We will get these two things from the error. Something is wrong. This is the default message that I'm actually giving. Status code is going to be 500 if there's nothing. And at the end, response dot status code dot JSON and new API response. Aha! Are we gonna send API response at the end of the day? We are not really gonna send API response. We will be just sending the response because that will be decided by the error itself. JSON. Can't really afford sending just message over here. Let's see. Well, this is not a I should actually do, but let's do it. Property error type. Okay. Oh, property just does not exist on type error request and first of all, I'm checking if it is what kind of error is this. Then when it comes to it, status code store normalized error dot status code. Okay. Dot status code. If I can't even do this much, then can I do this much? Status code. Oh my god! Holy shoot! That means there's something wrong for sure. We are sending it. We don't have to send it, we have to throw it. Okay, sending it works. It works really well. That's great. Appreciate that. Not getting all these options. Why? I don't know. API error. I think everything's right over here. I'll have to just get it checked by an AI or something. don't have time. I hope everything's right. It is right. The better version. Let's see. The first thing, API error JSON. Where exactly are we using this? We are creating an interface, API error JSON, but this interface is being used somewhere. That somewhere is not being found. Who is using this? As simple as that. Here it created this thing, API error JSON, success boolean, status code, message, errors, data. This is the right sequence that I needed. Got that? And then stack is used here. Okay, got that. Status code validation is here, sending the messages. Object set prototype of this API error dot prototype, ensure prototype chain for beta identification. This dot name is equal to API error. Huh? This dot name. Where is name? It's equal to API error for a better identification. Okay, here we are giving it the type of it. Main question is not this. Main question is, will this work or not? I don't really have any problem with these things. Few things have been added, like this tag is added, and I think if the problem gets resolved, so it could be mainly because of this. I never added this because it was throwing an error back in time. The previous code, this was the code that we had, not this was the code that we had. Okay, and what it is asking me to do, we tried to add that. Let's do it again. Interface I will create later on. Status code is here, message is here. Message not needed because we are sending message back to the error class, so why are we just actually assigning it in here? As simple as that. Status code is okay, number is errors, let's remove it from here, that's okay, better thing. Errors we have, data we have, success we have, that is again boolean, and then one thing that we have, public, and no doubt we are gonna face an error, stack, and the type of is going to be string. Stack has no initializer and it is definitely assigned to is not okay. First of all, it's going to be optional. Oh, we did have a stack over here, right? It the type it had the type string. First of all, success is optional. You can make it optional, or in the constructor I can give it default value even if it hasn't been entered. Okay, so this is not optional. Data, so instead of making these two optionals, stack is going to be optional for sure. Instead of making these two options, I can give it default data. So data is like this. What do I have to worry about then? Errors are clear. In the constructor, status number, message string, errors are any type and they are string. I can give it some default values. So errors will have default value of this array. and same data will have a default value of empty array. Success will have a default value of false, because of course we are in the API error section. Success will always be false. Stack, it is optional. Stack has no initializer and is not definitely assigned in the constructor. We are okay in the constructor, we are doing it right. This dot stack is equal to stack, okay, but still we are getting the error. I'm not gonna make it alone. Let's remove all these things from here. This is not quite needed because I am already giving the default value, so what is the use of keeping all these things over here? This thing is here. Done. Main problem, this thing I'm facing right now. Property stack has no initializer. It doesn't have any initializer. How can this be possible? Can I just simply write this dot stack is equal to stack? Will it still cause the problem? It is not causing the problem. Then it is saying that string undefined assignable to type string, undefined is not assignable to type string. So for that particular thing, I did something in here that should solve the problem. I'm just simply saying if stack exists, only then what about the default value? Okay, so I'm making it default and it's gone. Let's make it default, as simple as that. Interesting. Then this thing is being done over here, and then I'm just simply giving an interface to this thing, API error JSON, API error JSON. This is an interface, isn't it? Type. Let's make it on the top. Interface API error JSON type. What all is gonna be here? I have to just simply copy paste the things. The type of it it is something that it is returning. It is returning that. It is not the type of that. Errors over errors. Success is gonna be boolean. Yeah. Status code is gonna be number. Message is going to be string. Errors are gonna be array, any type of array, and lastly any. Okay, so ultimately this is how we made it. We made it better for sure, but whether the main problem will be solved or not is still a question. npm runtime. Okay, this is the error that we are getting from here. Is this the error I should be getting in the error? This is exactly the type of error objective you should receive and handle in your error generation middleware for custom API instance. The text should be being thrown from your auth controller. Line number 5. Okay, line number 5. Via the async handler bubbling up through express layers. What is the why this format is correct? Error handler, internal server error, errors, the data, error instance of API error, status code. You will get the status code, you will get the message, you will get else if error dot status code, if that exists, this message. You know what? That is the main problem. Is that okay? Okay, hang on. This is okay. We are getting yes. Question is aha. Interesting. This way I'm getting error, and this way I'm not getting error. Even I get something like this. So if I check whether it is an instance of this, I will get the values, otherwise I will not get the values. Why this is happening? Mainly because I am using TypeScript. Wow, TypeScript, interesting. Now what do you have to do? And then you have to just send it from here, as simple as that. So let's write the code properly in the proper way. Things are done almost, yeah. I just have to write down the code properly. The error was occurring because I was not checking the type. Interesting. Checking the type is also important before you actually go ahead. This is insane. But never mind. Let's simply do that. Write down the code of that and then simply go ahead. So this is the error handler, and the first thing I have to check the type of it, and then if it is not the type of API error, then I will have to give it the type of that, and then this is how we will be going ahead. So instead of doing it like this, const let's make it let. We'll have to normalize it or what? This is the kind of way that I wrote the code few months ago. So the same way I will be following. If we face some kinds of errors, so we will be digging deeper for normalized error. So right now, and then we have to check the type of that, as simple as that. So normalized error is equal to that gonna be error. I have to just simply check whether it is the instance of that or not. So normalized error instance of, whether you write normalized or whether you write error, both of them are same because the reference is the same over here of both. So yeah, what is the difference? Even the normalized error and error, both of them same, at least they are same right now. So normalized error instance of API error that we were checking earlier, so the same thing we have to do right now. API error, if it is same then you have to do something, if it is not same then you have to do something like this. So let's do one thing. First of all, handle the thing that when it is not the same. Let's handle this one. If it is not same, then what will you do? And if it is same, then what will you do? These are the two things that I have to see clearly. There are few checks that I need to make, and once they are done, then I can just simply go ahead. First of all, const, if this is not the type of API error, then what kind of API error this is? In that case, I have to check whether it is a mongoose error, and if it's not a mongoose error, then we have to get the status code, we have to get the message, errors and all, something like this. So first of all, just simply checking this is not the type of API error. So if it is not the type of API error, so is I'm not using mongoose. This was the code I wrote for mongoose only, but the main question is that right now I'm not using mongoose, rather I'm using Prisma and Postgres. That means I can avoid this one. Okay, I cannot get the status code, normalized error status code. No. The code I wrote earlier, this is not going to work here because this was mainly for mongoose. Ultimately I was using MongoDB as a backend. Message normalized error string. Nothing is going to work. I'll have to write everything on my own. Interesting. Then we are just getting new error status code. If nothing is going to work, and even if I write CLG normalized error dot status code, this is going to be wrong. How can I fix this? I know it has the value, but it is showing me this error. So let's comment it. I have to solve this problem first of all, because unless this is solved, it's not going to work that way. If it is API error, that's okay. If it is not API error, in that case I will have to go through the things. How will you check the API and non-API error? Over here, mainly when it comes to the handler of it, I handled it like this. Where is that? Okay. That is the error handler, right? That was the same thing. We were getting the data and then we were just simply checking check instance of API error. Then it goes like this. If it is not, it goes like this. So ultimately I have to go like that only too. Okay. Hey, stop yaar, why are you running unnecessarily? We are just simply checking whether it is an instance of API error. If it is not an instance of API error, does this exist? If it exists, handle other errors with the status code from third party ellipse. Status code is this, error is this. If it is not like that, then process.env. If it is not equal to production, then this error dot trace. Okay, and then we have to just simply, so let's make it simple, as simple as that. Instead of going with the previous way, I'm gonna go with this way. Let's status code internal. Suppose if that error doesn't, because if we write over here error dot status code, we will get the error for sure, and that is why I will be getting it some default values over here. What are the default values going to be? The first one is gonna be status code. So instead of making it like this, I should make it like this only. So let status code, because if that is an instance of API error, we will definitely get the status code. But if that is not the instance of API error, then what will we do? And that is why the status code is going to be 500 by default. Simple. Okay, if I'm getting an error getting the status code over here, so there is something wrong, and that means that by default let's set it 500, and let message internal server error. I don't know what the server internal server error. It's going to be like this. So these two things are done. As for the errors and data, I'm not quite sure whether they actually contain some values or not, because I'm not getting the values from the main error. So let's keep them empty. Errors is equal to this, and let data is equal to this. So it's simple. This is the default thing I'm giving. Either you give me something that I can show, otherwise I will create on my own, and that's what I'm doing over here. Okay, then I will simply check that if error that we are getting instance of API error. No, time to take a break. Wait a minute, I have to get it done. Okay, so error instance of API we are getting error. So if it is an instance, then okay, we will get all the values, so we can assign the values again. Okay, ultimately what can we do? Status code is going to be error dot status code. Status code, it will work this time. Message errors, all these things are gonna be assigned if it does that has value, otherwise they have already been given default values. Message we are getting here is equal to error dot message. We are simply getting it from there. Then errors will have like error dot errors by default, and data is equal to error dot data, something like this, as simple as that. So it goes like this. And else if it is not the instance of API error, then that could also be the reason. In this case, I'm just simply checking whether error has the value of status code or not, and maybe error has the value of message or not. If it has the value of both, then I will be just setting the values, as simple as that. Status code is equal to error dot status code. I'm getting an error, that's crazy. And message is equal to error dot message. It should be like this. I'm checking here, right? Can I make it optional? Oh, come on. Property status code does not exist on either request handler, Alright, I'm not gonna do anything. It's simple. If I'm not getting the values, I'm not gonna do anything. Let it be. Stack trace. Let's see this into CLG. Error dot stack trace. This is also a thing. Here we are assigning the values. CLG error dot stack. Will I get the value? Wow. Let's keep it simple. Either it is an instance of API error, so we will get the values. If it is not, we will create the things like, okay, there is an internal server error or something, I don't know, as simple as that. And I think this will work this how. npm run and simply send a request, and this is the page not found in stack we are getting. So ultimately we are getting the stack. Let's take so that we can identify it that this is the stack. CLG. Let's run it again, and I wanted to make sure whether the result we are getting that is actually stack trace or not. And guess what? It is the stack trace. So the whole thing, error page not found, and from here to here, all these things come under stack trace. So earlier the errors we were getting, the first option was stack trace only, and the second were like sticker code success and all. This thing is done. Stack trace. If we have stack trace, we will simply console.log. As simple as that, right? So ultimately, what can I do? If stack exists, error dot stack exists, in that case I will just simply log, oh sorry, not like that. Then if we have to log it only when the project is being run in the development, it is under development, not in production. Process dot env dot node env not equals to production. If the node env is not equals to production, in that case we have to simply console it dot log. This thing will be logged, and it will be like here dot stack, something like this. It will go, and lastly we have to just simply send the response once we have got all these things clearly. Response. What kind of response is this going to be? JSON success, false, status code, message errors, include only if needed, omit production security data. Include only if needed, omit in production for security. We have to omit these for production security. The response we are getting from there. Response dot stack. If this is equals to development, then we are sending it. Okay, how many things we are adding in here? Let's check. Normalize status code, message errors, null, normalize stack trace. Okay. Response is equal to, we are normalizing that. That's again a good thing. Once that is normalized, okay, so we are giving saving the values inside that, then we are normalizing that, and then development, if it is equal to development, we are setting the stack, otherwise not. That's again a good thing. I appreciate that, and I will do something. response dot status code 500 JSON response. For that, let's do it like this. What I'm gonna do, let stack is equal to nothing for now, and if it is under development, then stack is equal to error dot stack, just for development. Are you kidding me? What is the problem? Type string undefined is not assignable to type. Type undefined is not assignable to type string. Come on, yaar. What is the type of this tag, yaar? In JavaScript, you don't need to face these many problems, but when we start working with TypeScript, it is string. We start facing these things. It should not be a problem actually. It will not let us pass. Type string or undefined is not assignable to type string. Aha! Type undefined is not assignable to type string. Stack could be undefined, and that is why it is not assignable. So it could be undefined too. Congratulations, you have solved it. Okay, got that. Ultimately, it could be either string or it could be undefined. With mainly in production, it is going to be undefined. So that is why I was getting that error. And so this thing is done. Now, response.status code. Just response.status is gonna be status code that we had, and then .json. Now we have to send the response back to the user. What kind of response are they gonna be sending? The response status code message. Okay. We will get status code, we will get message, we will get errors, errors, we will get data, we will get stack, something like this, and then we are just sending everything back. Easy peasy. I think this is how it should go. Let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, ultimately stack we are getting here, and this is the whole. This is mainly for development. Okay, stack trace 404 message, error, data, stack trace, and if I change the .env backend, hey, I haven't said that yet. Node env is equal to, suppose, development, can say. Thank God I didn't get the errors. I could have got them. Send it. We are getting it. If I make it production in here, and let's send it again, save it, run it, and send it. We are not getting the stack. This is what we wanted, right? We want to get the stack in development. We don't want it in the production, and that's what is happening here. Development. We will get it doing this. Achal, lower the volume. Okay. By the way, yeah, it's working as expected. Okay, so done. Finally, we are capturing the error properly. Ultimately, we have that error handler. What else is remaining? This is actually inside. Let's close this. Extend. So controller generated. What is this? Okay, I got it. Middleware we have. This one middleware that we have. Utils. Okay. It's time to work on authentication. I think it should be okay. Once we have worked on authentication, then we will be working out the to-do things. Okay, don't really want to leave it. There are many things to do. So let's do them in one go. Next, auth controller. Sign up. How will you sign up the user? This is the question. Where is the schema? I need to keep the schema in mind before I actually start working on that. This is the schema. Let's keep it on the right side. Okay. In user, I have int ID, user ID, email, password, to do. To do is just a reference. It is not actually inside the user table. It is just a reference. To-dos table is different altogether. So mainly these three things we have. username, email, password. Okay, so these things will be sent in the request body, right? We will get inside the body. Are we sure? How will you send the data? In the JSON format, that's okay, but you will get it in the body. Const. Ultimately, you will get all the fields. FIELD. We first of all get all the fields. Once you have all the fields, then validate the fields. FIELD using Zod. Keep in mind. Second, when the fields are validated, we are signing up. That means user should not exist. Check if the user already exists. Then once we have checked that, suppose user does not exist, then hash the password using bcrypt JS. Once the password is hash, one thing, when you sign up, do you wanna send the GW token and just a minute. Okay, let me get one thing right. The spelling is wrong over here. Okay, how can I fix it? Async handler JS utils के अंदर है. So this is the thing. My bad actually. Async handler. It's fine now. So yeah, I was just thinking that as soon as you sign up, what should be the way? You will have to verify your Gmail. Okay. Yeah, you need to verify. I am adding these many features now. I am hashing the password. Then do I need to make it this complicated? Never mind. Once we simple enter the name and everything, once we click on sign up, okay, then an OTP will be sent. Okay. That if the OTP is sent, that should be saved in here as well. Yeah, we need to save it in here. That means I need to make changes. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. We'll see. So what is happening that as soon as I click on the sign up, an OTP should be sent. Once this happens, an OTP should be sent to where? How is this? How does this actually work? I want to add this functionality. I had a code. Let me open that. I will take just a glimpse of that .batch. Make a project. Right. Here we are. I used this particular function. Really? Is this the code? No, not this one. Not this one, not this one, not this one. Where is that? I had a project here. Don't tell me that I have lost that. Should be right. What am I opening? I have opened another application at once, just by mistake. Okay, here it is. Let's close it. It's the right project, by the way. I was just worrying for no reason. Server is in here. So let's check the server out. And mail models. I'm using MongoDB as a database in here. This is not direct. I still have to do it. But okay, we can learn the things from here because it's been many days. So controllers. Auth is here, and here we are getting send OTP by default. We have this send OTP here. As soon as the OTP saves in DB, OTP is automatically sent to the user. Yeah, that's right, it should be sent automatically. Email, get email, validate, check if user exists, generate a unique OTP, save to OTP in DB, return response. Can we do one thing, something like this? For now, let's go with the simple things, because if I go with all these functionalities, it will take a lot of time, because I have to work on the front end as well. So you should be like, you enter your username, password, then you should get a JWT token, and once you got that JWT token, that's it, you should be allowed. That JWT token will have all your info. Yeah. Sign up, fetch data, check if user already exists, get the recent OTP and match it. Where is this? Send OTP. Routes, user, send OTP, send OTP. Where am I using this? Source, button, code, source, explore, highlight, text, instructor, learning, review, home page, changes, home page is here. Am I using send OTP here? How can I even use this here? And this thing is gonna take a lot of time. So when I work on this particular project, I still have to work, I have to complete this one. It's not done yet. It's like I'm in between, and then I have this will be ready with the help of the instructor, then I have to make on my own. So this particular functionality I will definitely apply it later in future. For now, I can simply go ahead. Yeah, we can just do one thing, we can add the verify email, where we will be sending an email, and that is also something that's not that difficult. You have to just use mail trap. These are some functional packages that you have to install, and then that can be done. But okay, right now let's focus on simple things. Once this particular to do section is done, we can add more functionalities, but right now our goal is simple. Okay, or hash the password. But we will definitely do it one day. Save the user to DB and return response. That's it. Quite easy peasy. Not really big things we are doing here. Okay. Once this thing is done, let's go to login. What will we do? First of all, get all the fields. F-I-E-L-D-S. All the fields means while logging you need email, only username, any one of them, either email or username, that's okay. So fields in fields, email or username, depends on you, any one of them you can enter, and I will verify that. Which one should you use? I'm going to use email, or I can use both. How can I use both? If that is email, like if I go to Audible, Amazon right now, let's take a reference from there. No. Oh, come on. Amazon, Audible, incognito tab, Audible. Okay, here if I want to sign in, I'm getting enter email or mobile phone number. It is easily recognizable. So I'm just going to use email over here, and for now at least, and later I'll be going ahead. Why have the okay, it's gonna be like that. So it's gonna be email, and then username I can also use, but okay. Or let's use username, doesn't really matter. Username should also be unique. And then second thing is that password you have to get from the email, and password. Once you have got that, validate the fields using Zod. Once this is done, check if user exists or not. Once this is checked, if user already, check the match the password. Then once the password is matched, generate JWT token, generate JWT token, save in keys. Return response, log out, remove the, delete the values from cookies. Check if user already logged in using middleware, and then delete from cookies. Return response, get profile. Okay, this will be done later on. These are the things that we have to do right now. One by one, we will just figure them out. Get ready, mister, right now. Get all the fields. Const request.body. Okay. Username, email, password is equal to request.body. This is how we will be getting actually, and we will just keep checking whether we are actually going in the right direction or not. If we are not going in the right direction, then of course we will have to do something or the other. But let's go ahead. CLG, whether you are getting the values here, and we have to use let's simply log this thing, and as for this one, I have to send some values, auth, headers, body, am I right? Raw binary form data. This is insane. What am I supposed to write? Okay, here we are getting that. Whether it's going to be form data or it's going to be URL. Okay, interesting. I have to send the data in the body only. That means I don't have any raw JSON. Yeah, this way. Yeah. Then what all do you have to send? I have to send the username from here. Username. What? VI. Isn't it so small? Okay, this one is better. Vipendra. Then email. Vipendra@gmail.com. Password Suppose it's gonna be like password 123 4, any password length should be okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, it's gonna be simply great. So this thing is done. Now we have to just send the values, so we can do that too. Let's send the values. Sign up is here. What is the problem? Server is not running, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, let's run the server right now. Server is running right now. Send the values and check. So here we are getting username, email, password. That means we are getting the things. Right now we have to validate it. Without validation, how can you simply go ahead? Validation using Zod. Again, something that we have to keep in mind. Software, hardware, project list now. Important topics. I'm going to use Zodo in here. So this is going to be something like this. Login schema. Interesting. Role options. What kind of role are we getting in here? Role can be okay, got that. We are not quite using that. Just the simplest thing we are trying to accomplish over here. We have to use Zod. Required Zod. Register schema. Validation. So can we do one thing? Create one more folder in that validation. Something like this. In here we are gonna create a file named first of all another folder, auth related things. Do we have to do it? Just simply create the file. auth.validation.ts and todos.validation.ts. So ultimately we have to validate both the things. Interesting. Auth.validation. We'll have to export all these things later so that we can use them. Dev dependencies, Prisma client cookie cost. We already have Zod. We have to install bcrypt. We got that. Const. Let's open Zod website. Or give me a second. Let me get some water for me. I'm gonna take a break for 5 minutes for now, and then I'll be back, and then I'll continue. Okay, it's actually going to be like this. I just need to take a break. Okay, so I'm gonna be turning my camera off right now. I'm gonna take a break for 5 minutes, and then I'll be back, and then I'll be simply going ahead 1.5 hour around. I should have taken a break after 15 minutes or something, but it is 1.5 hour. That's quite fine. Whenever you get tired, just simply take a break. As simple as that. Who cares? So I will be playing up music in the background, and then after the break I will be back. The gap is going to be just 10 minutes, just 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes. Alright everybody, here we are again, and we will continue the remaining things from here on. Let's go, everything's up and running, and okay, seems to be good. So we were here, we were just simply checking the things out. We will get the things done really quick in here. So what was I doing? Auth validation. Okay, we have to validate it. Let's go through the website first of all. This thing not needed. Zod. We have to install it. We have already done it. So Zod as Z from the okay. User Z dot object and name string. Okay, this is how we have to just go ahead with the things. Z dot string refine whatever. We can refine the values. Good job. Okay, consider players with parse. Okay, we have different types of parses. So save parse we can use. Save parse async is here. Schema. Interesting. These are the things that we need for defining this schema. Interesting. Oh, that is amazing, yeah. We are getting everything in here. What do we need to worry about? Wow. So let's go on the top and let's start working on this. So const, first of all, we are using TypeScript. Import this as Z. Interesting. Sort validation. So yeah, let's use this directly. Import everything as Z from Zod. This is what is showing. And right now I have to simply create a schema. So it's gonna be like sign up schema. Okay, and what will it have? Z dot object. First of all, that is the whole body is kind of an object. First of all, we are getting an object, and that object will have some of the values, and those values may be the objects too. So object, and then inside it there are going to be values. So what all do I have? We have simply username. We have username. This username is going to be Z dot string if I'm not wrong. So it's going to be string, and I can give it some values too. So this value can be required. Error name is required. So if we are not given Z dot, if the username is not available, then we will be getting this error. Required error is equal to required. Is that right? Name is required. No, okay. Oh, this is impossible. I made it earlier. Can't be. Customize JS formatting, JSON managed data, basic uses. We can say first, that's alright. Z dot string. What is this? Okay, defining schemas quite easy with the help of these things. You can actually define the schemas. You can say parse there is a mosquito just bothering me, come on. Customize errors. Yeah, errors, they need to be customized. Z.string bad, wow, minimum, too short. Is this how we take care of this thing? Really? We can give error to bad. Either just simply give it bad or give it. Okay, so all Z functions schema methods accept a custom error. Something like this, or string error, something like this. Interesting, got that ultimately. I even need to remove it from here. This is fine. So why have I written the okay, could be the reason. Error, replace required error with error, something like this. So this thing is done. Username Z.string error name, that is done. The second thing is max transform refine. We will let's see. The second one is max dot max. What could be the max value of it? The max value I've already set in the database, that is 50, so let's make it 50. And if that is not, so name is too long, something like this. That should rather be username. Username is too long. And after that, what do we need? After that, we need to transform it. That's okay. Transforming is actually a better transform. We will just simply trim it if there's any value. So val.trim. Okay, that's interesting. So the value is trimmed. And last thing, refine. So if val.length is greater than 0, message cannot be empty. So these are the things that actually used here. Refine. Refine simply checks everything. So val.length. First of all, we'll have to transform that by we have to simply transform means remove the extra spaces. Once extra spaces are removed, then we have to refine it whether all the values are present or not, or whether it is empty or not. So val.length length is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, that's okay. If it is not greater than 0, that means we have to provide a message, and that's gonna be like name cannot be empty or something. But in the website we can check this thing to. This is the better option. Either directly provide it, but it if you prefer, you can pass params object with an error parameter instead. So if you wish, you can provide it like this only, and almost everything is required is here. So first of all, string minimum 5, errors too short, but I'm using max over there, so it could be max this much. Transform this, refine, username cannot be empty. So this is how we have to go ahead. So either okay, good job. What is the next thing? The next thing is the email. Email, it should be string first of all, and if it is not available, then again we'll have to just throw an error. We can just simply name it like error email is required. So this thing is done. So email is required over here, and some of the extra things that we need to do. First of all, we have to check whether this is an email or not, and then we have to transform it to lowercase. These are the two things that we need to do. overall these are the only things that is required. So first of all, check whether this is an email or not. If this is not an email, then give it a message, and the message is gonna be email invalid email format. Okay, invalid email format, something like this. Okay, we can give it error here as well. What is this email? Should be okay. Parent string about Williams, the declaration was as deprecated here. The declaration was marked as deprecated here. Really? Okay, let's get one more thing done, and that is transform val trim, something like this. It should be fine. Okay, one more thing, a trim and then lowercase to lowercase. I have to convert it to lowercase. This is okay. Lastly, we are getting password, so let's get this password thing right, and then we will be going ahead. So z dot string, if password is not available, password is required, password is required. If password is there, we have to trim the values to minimum, maximum, transform, refine. Password cannot be empty, and check whether must include lowercase. Okay, there is this thing, you have to check whether it includes lowercase or not. It is merely for security purpose that we will not include over here, but overall things are gonna be here. I can include it, check whether it is a string or not. Second thing, minimum value I can check. Minimum value should be at least 6. That's it. Okay, so minimum can be 6, and we can give it an error to come on, max username to ROM. It can also be given like this, it can also be given directly. Okay, both the ways are right. So you can also make it like this, minimum message, and password is too short. What about the max? The max number can be 100. Max, suppose 100. Password is too long, something like that. Or password is too long. Password must be at least 6 characters. Instead of making like password must be at least 6 characters. Not bad. We have to transform it. Transform it. We will get a value dot trim. That is what. And then you can refine it too, but I don't think that is needed right now. You can refine to check its value. Once you transform it, do you transform this thing? Yeah. Let's see. Dot refine it. You will get a value, and if value dot length is greater than 0, that's okay. Otherwise, you will have to just give it a message. Password cannot be empty, or you can directly give it the value. The same thing has been mentioned over there. Define. Password cannot be empty. You would see that over here I am giving message, but in here I am not giving the message. Then again here I am giving the message. Here I am giving error, but on the top I am not giving error. Okay, so this is like both the ways are right. I am trying to use both of them. This is not a good way. You should either go without these keys, okay, or with these keys. You should not go in both ways, because it's going to be confusing. But as I'm learning over here, for me it's better to just include both of them, as simple as that. So this is done, and almost confirm password, I'm not really gonna be using that. And this is done. Let's copy and paste this thing again. For login, what will we get? When it comes to login, so we need email, that means we don't need username. Let's remove it, email is required, email is invalid, done. Things should be like this. So this is going to be login schema. So this thing is also done, login schema is ready, and that's it. At the end you need to save parse. Once you save parse, then you will get the result. Inside the result there are gonna be two things, result.success or result.data. You will log it to just get the values, and once this thing is clear, then you will simply give the values. Okay, things seem to be pretty much simple. I have to export these things from here, so both of them need to be exported. So export sign up schema, login schema, both the schemas are being exported, and once they are exported I will get them here, and once I get them here I will just simply say const result. I have to check what kind of result I actually get. Const result and z dot not ready. Sign up schema dot save parse. You're just save parsing them. Request dot body we are getting, and I'm just simply gonna log it. You don't want to get this thing right now. This is how I'm just simply validating the data using Zod. npm run dev. I got success, I got data. These two things I'm getting. First of all, I have to see whether okay, if there is some mistake in the data, like in the body that I'm sending. So what if it is not? What if it is just a name instead of a string? What will happen this time? First of all, success is false. Then we are getting Zod error. Origin string code invalid format. The pattern is this path email message invalid format. Then ultimately we are getting errors. As simple as that. That means it is working. That means I can simply check. What can I check? If result dot success, otherwise I will simply throw an error. Merely if it is not result or success false, and then it will that means if not result dot success, then what will happen? Then I will just throw an error, response.json. An error is not being thrown here, but in my case I will have to throw the error. Error is equal to json.parse. Okay, error json.message validation error. Error is also json.parse result.error. So let's do something like this. First of all, I have to throw the error, new API error, something like that. I need the status code. It's gonna be 400. Normally we get 400, use 400. I have to check this thing out too. Status code message. What can be the message? Validation error. Validation error is the message, and then errors. So error is equal to, not like this. Error is equal to result dot error, and this thing is done. Once this thing is done, anything else we need to send data, not really needed, and success will already be false by that time. So ultimately I'm throwing this thing, and once this is done we can get the data too. So do we need to send the data, and the result is being passed, that means the result is a string. Let's check. Huh. Validation error. Errors dot error name dot error message this, and then this is the state that I'm getting. What if a result dot error is actually converted to JSON? So I mean it is passed JSON dot. Let's see whether there's any difference in the result or argument of type zod error username this is not assignable to parameter of type string. Parameter type string. Error. What can I do now? No need to do anything. Simply let's go with the previous way. Result dot error. As simple as that, things are gonna be like this. So okay, we are getting the things in the right way. Let's validate replace dot body. Then this is also done. Then we have to get the data. Const what data is equal to result dot data. What values will you get? Username, email, password. Once you got that data, then I don't really need to check anything. Now I have to check whether the user exists or not. Let's give it the right values from here. Let's check. Oh, the most important thing, Prisma is gonna play roles over here. Okay. Am I not audible? I must be, right? Okay, I am audible actually. Email. Const Prisma. How will you use Prisma? I need Prisma client. Prisma client. I have already generated it. This Prisma client is here. npx Prisma generate. This thing is done. ls npx Prisma generate. The client is generated. Let's go to Prisma. I mean, what is the use of using your own brain when the whole documentation is there? Come on. PostgreSQL, I will be using the local host. And I even have to see whether it works or not. npx prisma. Connect. Install Prisma client. npm install Prisma client and it will generate it. Querying database. Prisma client. Then I'll get it from here and done. I have to import Prisma client. Prisma client from here. Now I've got the Prisma client. Will you have to get it over and over, or you will get it once and then export it? When using Prisma client on the backend, should I create the new instance over and over, or just for all the files, or just create the instance once and export it? And in single instance, create an instance of Prisma client once exported it's on database connection board and multiple instances can exhaust you. Lib prisma.ts. Okay, prisma.ts. What does this lib stand for? I will install it. Declare global Prisma client undefined, and then they just name file controller or controller. Then I will simply get it and then it will be okay. Okay. Okay, let's ask this thing too. Should the lib folder be inside SRC? Yes, place the lib folder inside the SRC directly for better organization, type safety and whatever. Why inside and all? SRC lib controller middleware routes UDLs. I will actually end the class very soon. I'm hungry. Okay. My brain is not working right now. I need to have some food. Liver. Okay, next. What was the file name? Okay, the file name was prisma.ts. Okay, prisma.ts. Import prisma client from here. This thing is done. Declare global. What is this? Come on, you got to be kidding me. Declare global where prisma global is equal to prisma client or undefined. Prisma client singleton. Return new prisma client optional logging database log or array. What is this? Optional logging for database for your Postgres SQL setup. Prisma is equal to prisma.global. I can show you the code too. It's going over my head right now. Okay, so new Prisma client is here. New Prisma client is actually getting some values, just optional ones. And this Prisma client singleton is returning it. And I'm calling it here. Or global Prisma global. Global is equal to Prisma. Hey, let me keep it really simple. This is too much. Okay, I will figure these things later. Right now, the simplest thing. Const Prisma is equal to new Prisma client. That's it. Export default Prisma. Let me get the connection ready. Make sure it's working or not, and then that's it. I don't need to worry about anything. The Prisma is here default. I'm just okay, done. And what does this mean actually? Process.env if not equals to production. Global Prisma is equal to Prisma. What is this global Prisma? I've never heard of it. So this thing is done. Once this thing is done, I can get it right here. So const response is equal to Prisma, Prisma dot users must have been saved. User, okay. User dot find first. Just give me. I will not give you anything. CLG response. Duplicate response. Where is response? Wait. Just simply testing it right here. I hope this is going to work. Let's see. npm random, though there are gonna be no values, but author or controller job just can't find it, just generated it. Prisma index.ts imported from author.ok. Prisma label. It is saying that it cannot find that file. Here we have Prisma. New client is here. Prisma client. I'm getting it there. Is this the region we are using this? Prisma client. I'm still getting that. Interesting. I thought it was my bad, but this is not my bad. Look, I don't have any energy to just figure the things out right now. Prisma.user. Prisma not found. It's showing the error over here. Let's check. I'm inside this, I have to go, then I have to go to leave, then I have to go to prisma.ts. Over here, this thing is getting the values from there. So it is also going one step backward, then generated, and then okay. Things are fine. Still fixing this, I will figure it out. So everybody, that was it for now. Before it actually gets too much for me, I had better discover. So I'm gonna be catching up really very soon. Until then, that was it. It was kind of 2 hours and 15 minutes. So ultimately, I took break for 10 minutes or something. So ultimately, I kept studying for 2 hours, and that's what matters at the end. Alrighty then, I will be catching up just after 1 hour or something in the evening. Until then, bye bye. Take care. Have a great day ahead. I will see you soon.